Hello, welcome to Map Business Online. Today we're just going to do a quick demonstration of how to build a basic spreadsheet so that you can bring your data into Map Business Online. So here's Map Business Online on the page in front of you. We're going to be focusing on using that button to plot data on the map so we can visualize your business on the map. But we need to have that in a spreadsheet first. So I'm going to bring over a spreadsheet. This is Excel. I use Microsoft Excel. I think it's 2007. And the first thing I do to create a new spreadsheet is just click that button and click New. I'm going to choose a blank workbook and I'm going to create that. And the first thing we do is set up headers along our columns here. It's really easy. You just put your cursor right in that first column cell, and that's labeled A1. You can see that there. That's why they have the numbers and letters. And we're going to say that that's an organization. So we make an effort to spell it correctly. And that organization, it could have contacts in there, so you could put first and last name here. But I'm just going to put the address. I'm going to make this short and sweet. And then I'm going to put the town or city, the state, and the zip code. Now you might put other information. You might put sales data. You might also put contact info. You could have phone numbers on here. You could have a type column so that you could color code based on the type of information or the categories you have within your own business. You can fill this up with other columns, and that will all come into Map Business Online and be usable within the product. But what Map Business Online is going to use to put those plots on the map are these columns. That's the most important thing. So let's say we have Ravenwood, Springwater, and then we have an address, 19 Norwood Avenue. And then we're going to go do a city, the thriving metropolis of Rockport, Massachusetts, 01966. And I'm not going to fill up any of this stuff right now. I'm just going to worry about putting points on the map. Beverly Hospital. And the location for Beverly Hospital is 85 Herrick Street in Beverly, Mass. And that is 01915. And you'll notice that the zip codes are being truncated or cut short. So what I'm going to do is select that column, the zip code column. I'm going to right click on that and I'm going to bring up the Format Cell button right there. And this is a common thing. It's nice to have your formatting correct for zip codes. And so I'm going to just go down here to, I think it's special. You'll see the zip code format populates right away and click OK. And lo and behold, that gets straightened away right there. And we have one more hospital, Addison Gilbert Hospital. And I think it's got two D's in it, actually. And that's located at 298 Washington Street. I'll just use the abbreviation so you can see that that works. Gloucester, Mass. See, and I screwed that up, so we're going to go back, and I'm just going to cut that out and paste it back in. 01930. So now we have 3 records, and I'd like to point out that we're going to save those records, and I'm just going to go back because I did that kind of quickly out of habit. You can save up here. That's your save button. You could also click that little button over there to the right. That little disk is a save button also. And you name this Med Spots Cape Ann. You name it something that you'll remember, and you put it someplace where you can find it. So I'll put it in that MBO data, save that. And the point I wanted to make is that sometimes people will say, well, I've got multiple records in Rockport or multiple records along this street or at that zip code, and they'll tend to put a comma here and try and put more records in that one line. And that's not going to help you with points on the map. You really want to have a record, a row, for every one of your data points that you're going to bring into Map Business Online. So try not to take shortcuts. All right, so we've saved it. So we're going to, well, I'll just minimize it. We're going to go back to Map Business Online, and we are going to plot data on the map. We're going to click that button. We're going to select the file that we want to import. So we browse to that data. And let's go here to MBO demo data. And I'm just going to click the date modified, MedSpots Cape Ann. There it is. I found it. It gives me a little preview. And now I can import that data. You'll notice it just comes right in. I click next. It's the first sheet of my Excel spreadsheet. And just so you can see what I mean by that, I'm referring to these sheets down here. Down along the bottom, they have sheet numbers, and we've only used the first one. And Map Business Online recognizes that. That's what we're picking. Now, when you bring in the data, it gives you a preview of your data. And in our case, we only had 3 records, so we've got everything right here. And up here, the geocoding engine within Map Business Online has automatically placed the address, the zip code, and the city and the state into their appropriate buckets. Sometimes people might name those column headers something a little bit different. Maybe they misspelled state and put stote, in which case you would have to come over here. You could still import it, but you would have to select that column and assign it yourself. But for the most part, if you're careful with your data, it'll work just great. In the next bucket, I should say the next dialog page, is the labeling, and I would typically go with the major record that we're interested in, which is organization in this case. If you had other data like sales, or we had type column in there, which we didn't put any data in, but you could put that all there, that addressing will come up automatically anyway. So then we plot the data on the map. We click plot. What's going to happen is you're going to see the data really quickly. Here it is up here in Massachusetts. And then the data window shows up. That data window is always available right there. This lets you go in and change the symbols. You could change the symbol sizes. You could change the colors. It just gives you another way to visualize that data on the map. And you can do other things with the data window, but that's not for this video. So your data is now in there. We can double click on the map and go in further and see that data showing up here. We can also click this little magnifying glass here and just focus in on that little square. Now you can see, I'm going to turn off the magnifying glass. You can see the 3 data points that I imported. You have a little legend that shows up, which you can edit, and you've got your data in Map Business Online. If you hover over it, you'll see that that information that we brought in, those records in terms of address, organization, and even those other alternative or additional categories are on the label. You can actually click on that, enter into that label, and then add notes if you want to. So that completes our quick review of how to build a spreadsheet to bring data into Map Business Online and put your business data on the map. Please go to mapbusinessonline.com and take our free trial. Thanks very much.